So this just broke. Quinn Hughes traded to the Minnesota Wild. Everybody was expecting Quinn Hughes to be traded at some point. And now he has been to a team I don't think many people expected. Minnesota officially all in. Bill Guerin pushes his chips all in. He signs Kaprizov to a massive deal. And now he brings in Quinn Hughes. And going the other way, not a bad package. Could they have gotten more, Vancouver? Possibly. But in the situation that they're in, I think they did pretty good. 2026 first rounder. Marco Rossi, proven NHL forward, middle six guy. And they get the Wild's top defensive prospect in Zeev Buium. And Ogren, who's another high ceiling winger prospect with top six potential. So Vancouver gets four pieces that gives them a mix of present roster help and future value. But let's talk about Quinn Hughes going the other way. Now Minnesota has this guy, 2 playoff runs. Right now, one of the best teams in the NHL. One of the best goaltenders in the NHL, and Jesper Wallstedt. Really good tandem with Gustafsson. And now let's look at their back end. If we check out their lines, you're going to have Jared Spurgeon, Brock Faber, Jonas Brodin, and Quinn Hughes as your top 4. I mean, it's hard to find anything better than that. They needed some depth scoring in Minnesota, and now they're going to get it from the defense. Quinn Hughes is a point-per-game guy. Now you throw him on the power play with Kaprizov and Matt Boldy. Disgusting. I love what Minnesota has done here. They're letting the league know, listen, we're here. And they let Colorado and Dallas know that they mean business. So I wonder if this has a ripple effect, but this is just major, major breaking news and a major shock. Quinn Hughes to the Minnesota Wild. And from Vancouver's perspective, listen, this probably signals the beginning of a rebuild. They're not saying that word because no one really wants to do that, but they need to do that. I wonder what's next. Elias Pettersson, is he next to go? I mean, if you want a true rebuild, you got to strip it to the ground, strip it right to the studs. He may go. Maybe Brock Besser. I know they just re-signed him. Connor Garland, Sherwood. Who knows who else is going to be available for Vancouver, but they lost their main man. And you can't really blame Quinn Hughes for any of this. Rick Dollywall said that, and I completely agree with him. They drafted this guy. He became one of the best players in franchise history. Not only the best defenseman, but the best player in franchise history. Unfortunately, ownership, management didn't build the team around him to win anything. And so here we are. You know, Vancouver from a couple of seasons ago were on the brink of eliminating the Edmonton Oilers. They had a coach of the year, a Jack Adams winner, Rick Tocchet. They had, 4 or 5 All-Stars go to the Toronto All-Star game. And now here we are. Quinn Hughes gone to Minnesota from Vancouver. That era is over. So I'm excited to see how Quinn Hughes fits in Minnesota. I want to see how well they do in the playoffs. I'm curious to know if there's been conversations about an extension. Because if they don't extend him, I guess you can look at Bill Guerin in Minnesota and say, well, you gave up all that for a couple of seasons. But, I mean, it's not often that you get one of the best players in the NHL to be traded to your team. Those players don't become available mid-season. And I think when that happens, and you're a team that truly wants to go all in and win the Stanley Cup, you have to pull the trigger. And listen, if you got to give up more than you want, so be it. But now you have this season and the season after that with Quinn Hughes in what I believe is somewhat of a championship window for the Minnesota Wild. Huge news, huge move. Now let's see where it goes for Vancouver.